If you're watching this, then it has happened. I have officially started a YouTube channel. As this is my first ever actual YouTube video, then I only feel like it's fair to give you an introduction to this channel and who I am. My name is Katie Holmes. This might seem as an absolute shocker to you, but I'm actually 16 years of age. I know, shocking, like I said. I honestly do not look 16. With me being a 12-year-old looking 16-year-old, that means I have officially left high school and I'm on my way to college, which is absolutely terrifying. Do not get me wrong. I am quite nervous to start college, but mainly because all of the worries that you had starting primary school or starting secondary school, they all come back. You know, stuff like, will I make new friends? What if people don't like me? Will I know my way around? They all come back, each and every worry, they all come back to you. On the other side, I am pretty excited to start college because I know some of my friends will be there. I can't wait to make new friends also. I can't wait to meet the teachers and I can't wait to do my course. Although, when I start college, there's only one little bit of a problem. I absolutely love drama. I've loved drama ever since I've learned about drama. I want to be an actress when I'm older, and at my college the drama course is full-time, which means that if I do the drama course I won't be able to do any other courses besides from drama. Thing is with me, I'm all about having a secure plan B if my plan A doesn't go to plan, so my plan B is to be a journalist because I absolutely love writing. In primary school I would write tons. Teachers always really liked it and they always called me really creative, so that's what's made me love writing, and I am absolutely in love with books. I love reading. My favourite books are the Twilight books, and I've read them so many times that I probably know the whole books by heart by now. So as I love writing, I want to do English literature at college as well, but I cannot do that if I do the drama course full time. It's a very big decision, but hopefully I'll be able to figure it out. Hopefully there will be some alternative to drama, even if that means I'll have to dance. I do not like dancing. I absolutely detest dancing with a passion. Cannot dance. I wanted to be a ballerina when I was younger. That happened. When I go to college, I'll be able to do English literature, drama, criminology, and or French because I absolutely love French. I love the place, I love the language, and I'm pretty good at it, to be honest, not to brag. Hopefully that will all get sorted out soon, fingers crossed. Another little fact about me is that I am not an only child. I have one older sister and two younger brothers, and I shall be honest with you, they get on my nerves. Sorry if you're watching this, because you probably are. They do get on my nerves, but I feel like that's what it is like with every single sibling in the universe. And even though they do get on my nerves, I love them all equally, and I honestly couldn't imagine my life without them. Another little fact about me is that I have something called cerebral palsy. If you're not sure what cerebral palsy is, then in simple terms it's basically just a physical disability on my legs, although it can happen anywhere else. And it was caused by a bleed on the brain, and it basically just affects my movement and my coordination, making me trip over my two left feet, because I trip over, honestly, every single day of my life. And it's very annoying and I get bruises and I hate it. Having cerebral palsy, it does get hard because I feel like it tries and stops me from being a normal teenager. For example, I've had so many surgeries to try and make my legs better. My first surgery was when I was only 7. And I remember going into the hospital. I was really nervous for it because I did not know what the heck was going on. And I was really confused. I did get bright pink casts though, which I thought were really cool. Surgery itself is pretty difficult to have to go through because I have to stay at the hospital and I have to learn how to walk again and I have to deal with the pain. And then when I'm actually at home, I have to sleep downstairs on the sofa. And when I get my way around at home after I've had my surgery, I either shuffle or I use objects to try and get around, like the sofa or like the table, and it's just really difficult because I just want to walk as soon as possible when I've had my surgery, and I just have to be patient and it takes time. Another thing that's really irritating because of CP is how people treat me because of my disability. Like, for example, I get stared at a lot, I get stared at school, I get stared at in public. They don't seem to know or care or realise that I do see them. I can see them, I can feel their gazes on me, and it's really like, it makes me feel self-conscious and I hate it. But I normally just think, because I have these absolutely amazing purple bubbly sticks that light up actually, I just like to think that they're staring at them and how good they are. Like when I was younger, I quite literally never got invited out anywhere because people thought that I would slow them down, which is nice. And then I never went to anybody's house because the parents thought that they wouldn't be able to handle it, having a disabled child at their house. Like, literally, oh my god, a disabled child at your house. What a crime. The parents quite literally thought, oh yeah, no, she's disabled, well, she'll be too much to handle. That's the same with birthday parties. Never went to a birthday party, never went to anybody's house, never went out with my friends, all because people thought that I was too much to handle, or they wouldn't be able to handle it, or I'd slow them down, and it irritates me to pieces. Because, especially with the parents, because they should know as they're older that what it feels like, and they should know, you know, not to be prejudiced like that. And then in primary school, I got severely bullied by people because of my cerebral palsy, which was great. It made me really insecure about my cerebral palsy, my scars, and my walker. And the bullying became that bad that I genuinely did not even want to go to school. Like, I wanted to stay at home. But then now I look back, that's silly, because all I'm doing is just hiding away from the bullies and proving them that they do have control over me when they don't. In primary school, the bullies made me feel like I was worthless and not good enough. And nobody, disability or not, should have to feel that way, because it's an absolute horrible feeling. And another thing, every single PE class, right, had a teacher, the teacher would say, right, pick some teams of like 4, and people, I could tell people were edging and scooting away from me because they didn't want me on their team. And then everybody used to pick who they wanted, and I was always left picked last. So that was brilliant. And then when the teacher had to put me into a group that I didn't choose, people would roll their eyes and be like, ugh, why does she have to be on my team? And every single time we played dodgeball, people used to group up and like throw the ball at me because I was the slowest and I couldn't run fast, and I was obviously always the first one out. And it was a horrible feeling as a child, because once again, you feel like you're not good enough and that you're slow and that you're not able to do anything. Like, I'm not blaming any of it on the teachers because it's not their fault. It was the students that made it bad, because they didn't want me on their team, and then they got mad because I was on their team, and it was really, really irritating. And that happened every single time I had PE or I went outside. I got pushed over. As you can tell, it irritates me a lot. Like, it's awful to feel, especially when you're a kid, because the students never let me prove that I'm worthy, and they never let me prove myself. And it was absolutely horrible, because I'm being honest. We went onto the floor, to the whatever you want to call it, where we did dodgeball, and I was always the first one out. They threw a ball at me because they thought I was weaker. Honestly. And like, it came to the point where I didn't even want to do it anymore. I didn't even want to do PE because it was very repetitive, and there was no point in me doing PE where every single time I get out. Like, no point. So I always just used to sit out. And in dodgeball, when I was the first one to sit out, I was just there like, when's this gonna end? Because normally each round lasted around like 10 minutes, and I was there like really bored out of my head. When is this gonna end? I wonder when this is gonna end. This is so boring, and it's horrible. I remember leaving primary school, and I was incredibly happy because all I wanted was a fresh start. I wanted to get away from all those bullies. I wanted a new beginning, and high school just seemed like the perfect place to do that. But there was like, I remember there was a little voice in my head saying, what if this happens? What if the bullying happens all over again for the next 5 years? And I feel like I really worried myself over that, but luckily that did not happen. I made some absolutely amazing best friends who are still here today, you know who you are. And whenever I did do PE, I actually got past the ball. Oh my god. I got past the ball. It wasn't as much as I hoped it would be, but it was like 1,000 times better compared to primary school where I didn't get past the ball that much. And then as I carried on to doing PE in year 8 and year 9, I got past the ball like a lot. And it's nice because they actually gave me a chance, unlike the students at primary school did. And then when I reached year 10, I was like, you know what? Not doing PE anymore, because the thing is about PE, it exhausted me. It made me incredibly tired to the point where I had to have a 10-minute rest break, and I feel like my legs and myself physically and mentally would not be able to deal with that. Although I speak negatively about my cerebral palsy, there are some really good positive things about it too. Like for example, my modelling and my catwalking. Honest to God, when I catwalked for the first time, I was speechless. In my head, I was like, how did my cerebral palsy turn into something positive? Because back then, I was like 13. I was just really shocked because I never actually expected my cerebral palsy to have that impact on people, and it did. And another amazing opportunity I got because of my CP was when I went on Dragon's Den, a model of my amazing sticks made by the absolutely amazing Lindsay. I honestly adore her so much. She was the woman who gave me the chance to go on Dragon's Den, and it was the most amazing experience, even though I was extremely scared because it was on TV, and I was just thinking in my head when I was there, do not fall, please do not fall, because they're like multi-millionaires. I was focused and I was like looking down and I was like, do not fall, do not fall, do not fall. So luckily I was focused enough to not trip over my left feet.
How do you find them?
I find them really, really comfortable to walk around in.
I also shockingly won the actual Pride of Manchester award in 2020, and at that time, that was the time where I thought, hang on, maybe my cerebral palsy isn't that negative after all. I got a lot of recognition because I write blogs for a living. I love writing blogs. I love telling people my stories and getting it all out there for the world to see. And I also have an Instagram. Definitely not telling you to follow me, but you know. I also have an Instagram where I like to share all of my stuff that I'm doing and all the good days and the bad days. And because it got a lot of recognition for that, loads of people decided to nominate me, and I am extremely grateful to have that experience, because Pride of Manchester and Pride of Britain itself is a massive thing. And I remember seeing that I got nominated and I was like, nah, that's never gonna happen in millions of years. Well, Katie, you were wrong, because it happened in August of 2020. I remember my mum took me to this big, massive, let's call it a house. It's a big, massive house. And she told me I had to do an interview for the Manchester Evening News. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So we went to the house, and then one of my friends were there. And then out of nowhere, 2 of the teacher assistants from my school was there, and I was like, oh, what are you doing here? And told me that they were there for the interview too. I was like, oh, alright, that's cool, go for it. And yeah, so I did the interview, and then a few weeks later, Mum came up and told me that we had to go somewhere, and she didn't tell me where, but all I knew is that we had to go somewhere. So I got dressed into a really nice dress, I might say, and we went to, it was like a bar and a hotel at the same time. It was absolutely stunning. So we went there, and then the interviewer cameraman person, he told me, oh, I'm so sorry, but I accidentally wiped out all of the footage. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it, we'll just do it again. So I sat down with my mum and my dad and we were waiting, and then out of nowhere, lovely Kim Marsh came up and she was like, hello Katie, and I was like, hi, because I am not a big soap fan myself. Like, I do not follow Coronation Street or EastEnders, so I didn't even know who Kim Marsh was until I googled her after the entire thing. So I was like, hi, and she was like, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, no. I was getting a bit nervous at this point, and then she was like, well, I'm here to tell you that you won the Pride of Manchester award. And in that point, I feel like my brain like stopped working. It was like, I was like, what?
So inspirational. Your lovely smile has just inspired so many people across the world, and we aren't the only ones that think that. And we've got some messages from people who want to congratulate you.
Oh, wow.
So should we have a little look at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Katie, it's Little Mix here. We are so inspired by your story and all the amazing things you do.
You are so strong and a wonderful example to young teenagers and women everywhere.
The way you think of other people when you have challenges of your own is absolutely inspirational.
Well done on winning a Pride of Manchester award. It really is truly deserved.
Congratulations, Katie, we love you.
Yep, I know. I got an entire video message from Little Mix themselves, and oh my god, that was probably the most surreal thing to ever happen to me, because you just don't expect something like that to come out of the blue. Oh, especially Jessie, oh my god. Looking back at that, I've realised just how lucky I am to have been given such an amazing opportunity, and it just goes to show that disabilities can be positive, and just because I have a disability, it doesn't mean that I can't be something amazing and powerful and inspirational. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of this video, as I'm going to bring it to a close. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have enjoyed learning more about me and who I am. All of my social medias and all of basic info will be down in the description if you want to have a read, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.